Back in the day, tanks were an unmatched and almost indestructible weapon. Their highly efficient armoring alone made them impenetrable to the weapons of that era. However, as time passed, more efficient anti-tank weapons that could destroy tanks with just one hit were created. Because of this, a new kind of shield that could efficiently protect tanks had to be completed. But it was no ordinary shield. It needed to be impenetrable. Named the Iron Fist, this new tank defense system is unlike anything the world has seen before. It is so efficient that it makes anti-tank weapons almost useless. But what exactly is the Iron Fist, and what makes it better than traditional tank defense systems? Most importantly, how does it work? In 2016, the U.S. Armed Forces deployed in the Middle East were facing numerous challenges and casualties at the hands of enemy rocket-propelled grenades, or RPGs. The Army required a new active protection system solution for some of its armored vehicles. These included the powerful M1A1 Abrams Stryker combat vehicle and the Bradley infantry fighting vehicle. The operational need was deemed urgent, and the Army quickly assessed off-the-shelf APS systems. The Army had already tested and employed the Rafael-developed Trophy APS system on M1 Abrams tanks. However, the less powerful vehicles used by troops needed a different system better suited for their own needs. The aim was to look for an effective system that could actively protect Stryker and Bradley vehicles from anti-tank guided missiles, rocket-propelled grenades, and other threats. As a result, the Army decided to test the Iron Fist lightweight decoupled system developed by IMI Systems. This new active protection system was suitable for lightweight vehicles and did not require these vehicles to be modified. They were also very effective and had a high success rate, meaning that they could actively protect these vehicles. The origins of the Iron Fist active protection system trace back to the 1990s when Israeli defense engineers conceptualized the need for improved defenses against emerging anti-tank threats. After the 1973 Yom Kippur War, the introduction of advanced anti-tank guided missiles, rocket-propelled grenades, and high-explosive anti-tank rounds posed a considerable threat to armored vehicles on the battlefield. Engineers at Israel Military Industries, IMI, began research and development work on an active protection system, APS, that could detect and actively defeat incoming projectiles before impact with a vehicle. This contrasted previously employed tank defense systems that relied on thick armor to absorb hits. IMI developed Iron Fist as an integrated system with both sensors to detect threats and physical interceptors to defeat them. IMI concluded initial feasibility studies in the 1900s before launching more substantial development of Iron Fist prototypes in the early 2000s. They developed sophisticated phased array radars and optical sensors to provide robust hostile fire detection. The intercept component underwent multiple iterations, beginning with a concept using an externally mounted grenade launcher system. Later prototypes featured built-in metal plates and rods that were deployed via small explosive charges upon incoming fire detection. These plates form penetrating darts and high-speed projectiles to physically damage and steer incoming missiles or rockets off course. IMI conducted hundreds of tests against simulated threats to refine detection algorithms and interceptor capabilities to ensure that their new defense system was capable enough to be deployed. If you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more military content just like this. In 2007, the first Merkaya Mk4 main battle tanks entered the Israeli Defense Service with Iron Fist prototypes installed for testing. The telemetry and performance data from multiple live-fire trials with Israeli Defense Force units expedited its path to full operational status. By 2009, Elbit's El Isra was contracted to complete development and transfer Iron Fist to volume production. Elbit emerged as the lead contractor after mergers and restructuring combined key assets from IMI. The Iron Fist was officially declared operational for the IDF in 2010, providing Israeli Merkaya tanks with enhanced survivability against modern anti-armor threats. Ongoing improvements and additional platform integration continue to broaden its adoption. The Iron Fist utilizes a comprehensive suite of sensitive detection sensors and rapid response physical interceptors to provide active protection for armored vehicles. It functions as an integrated system with automated threat detection, analysis, and defeat capabilities. The system's sensor suite combines both radar and electro-optical elements to detect incoming projectiles from long and short distances. The radar includes phased array antennas around the vehicle, providing 360 degrees of coverage. The advanced solid-state radar can detect and track multiple low-radar cross-section threats out to ranges of 100 meters. The electro-optical sensors consist of ultra-high-speed cameras and infrared detectors. These are able to visually track close-range threats and provide final confirmation prior to interceptor activation. Sensor data is processed by Iron Fist's computer, and sophisticated proprietary algorithms characterize the trajectory and anticipated impact point of threats. Based on this real-time analysis, the intercept process begins within milliseconds of threat detection. The physical interceptors create overlapping defense zones to maximize the probability of neutralization across all potential attack vectors. As soon as the projectile is within range, a small blast interceptor warhead counters the hostile threat by producing a shockwave effect at the precise time that results in the destruction of the threat without initiating its lethal warhead. The shockwave effect leads to the creation of a jet formation with minimal residual effects from the explosion. The Iron Fist provides a robust and redundant capability to defeat a wide array of modern anti-armor threats, including guided missiles, rockets, mortars, and recoilless rifles. It effectively counters weapons using either high-explosive anti-tank warheads or tandem charge designs intended to defeat active protection systems. The core concept behind the Iron Fist is to intercept and destroy incoming projectiles before they reach the vehicle and detonate their payloads. Its radar and optical sensors provide fast and accurate trajectory analysis on threats arriving from any direction. By having both elevation and azimuth data on the hostile round, the firing computer activates the optimized interceptors to defeat the danger kinetically. The small blast interceptor warhead Iron Fist employs is highly effective against most missile and rocket types. When detonated at specific distances and angles from the threat, the explosion disrupts vital internal components to steer them off course. The kinetic energy transfer can exceed 30 megajoules, enough to severely damage guidance systems and prevent the detonation of heat warheads. The Iron Fist has also demonstrated the capability of defeating multiple simultaneous threats from different vectors. Its computer queues threats by priority and activates multiple small blast interceptor warheads based on the engagement zones. The cumulative effect of the Iron Fist's layered defense gives armored vehicles unprecedented survivability. Test results released by the US Army and other user nations confirm average interception rates exceeding 90% against common threats like RPGs, ATGMs, tank rounds, and mortars. The Israel Defense Forces (IDF) was the launch customer for the Iron Fist active protection system and remains its most prolific user. The Iron Fist entered operational service with the IDF in 2010 after extensive live-fire testing and evaluation. All new production Merkava Mk4 main battle tanks come equipped with components for the system. The IDF's experience employing Iron Fist in training and combat affirmed its value in defending tanks against anti-armor ambushes, improvised explosive devices, and infantry-borne threats. Tank crew survival rates increased notably, even when operating isolated from friendly forces. This led the IDF to prioritize retrofitting Iron Fist to its fleet of over 400 Merkava Mk4s. After years of several testing phases, the United States Army moved forward with incorporating the Iron Fist active protection system on Bradley tanks. In mid-2021, Brigadier General Glenn Dean, the Program Executive Officer for Army Ground Combat Systems, told Defense News that there's a little bit left to go and then some integration work, but the Army is essentially reaching the point where they're just waiting for resources to proceed into procurement. Months later, in early 2022, Elbit Systems announced the Iron Fist active protection system had successfully completed a series of interception tests in challenging scenarios. After almost 5 years of testing, the Army announced that it was only a matter of time before the APS was officially integrated into the reliable American armored vehicles. Experts believe that sooner or later, the Iron Fist system will make its way to the battlefield of Ukraine to fend off Russian missiles and other anti-tank projectiles. With over a decade of proven operational utility and continual improvement, the Iron Fist APS leads the way in active protection systems. More nations acknowledge its value in dealing with asymmetric battlefield threats that passive armor alone cannot match. With time, more active protection systems like the Iron Fist will be employed by the Army, making it almost impossible to destroy tanks during battles. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to this channel. Hit that like button and turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime we post amazing videos like this.